Hey everyone, Happy New Year! We are in 2011 and it's crazy. This week, to open the new year, we decided that we would talk about story openings. You see what we did there? Opening. We thought we were clever. And I debated what I wanted to talk about regarding story openings for a little while because I honestly didn't know. My hair. These story openings are something that I'm really good at stressing myself out about sometimes, because, the opening of the story is what's supposed to suck people in, and that's a lot of weight to put on one aspect of a story. Most of the time I'm usually pretty cool with story openings, because the truth is when I'm writing first drafts, that's what first drafts are for, to just kind of do it, and you can always go back and revise later and fix it or cut it or change it or whatever. So I try really hard not to stress about story openings, but it doesn't always work. I really stressed about how to open the novel I'm writing right now. Usually I don't have that much trouble with it because I usually have some kind of what I think is a very clever opening line that usually ends up getting changed as soon as I go into revisions, but at least it gives me a starting point. And the thing is, it's a very delicate balance with story openings, and that's what I got to thinking about this morning when I was debating what I wanted to talk about. Because it's a very delicate balance with story openings, because everyone always says you're supposed to start in the middle of the action. But if you start too in the middle of the action, then your reader's just going to be confused, and that's bad. But at the same time, you don't want to start it too far away from the action, otherwise your reader's not going to give a crap. And so I was trying to debate of some kind of example I could use, and the only thing I could think of was the opening of The Hunger Games, because I really like the way that opens. And it could be because I just finished reading that entire trilogy again. Still amazing. Can't get over it. So I was thinking about how Suzanne Collins opened The Hunger Games, because the truth is she doesn't really open it in the middle of the action, which fascinates me, because I remember when I picked up that book to read it for the very first time, it was like I couldn't put it down. And she actually opens it with, I guess what you could say is a big no-no. One of the other things that people are always talking about is that you shouldn't open a story with your main character waking up. The entire trilogy starts with Katniss waking up. And she wakes up, and she puts on her hunting gear, and she gets a piece of goat cheese out from underneath a saucer. She glares at the family cat because they don't get along, and then she goes hunting. And in the tone, it's implied that this is pretty much how Katniss starts every single day. But I think what sucks people in so much about that opening is that at the same time where they're talking about how, it kind of gives this feeling of this is kind of how Katniss's days always start, there's something very different about this particular day. There's a very ominous tone to the entire opening of that story, even though it seems like this very everyday occurrence, and she's waking up. And yeah, so I stressed out for a while about how to start the novel I'm working on right now. The thing is that I had an opening. I had a way to start the story, and I knew where I wanted the story to start. The thing was that I wanted it to kind of match, in a way, how I'd started Call to Action, so that they felt more of like they were supposed to be together, like a pair. They're supposed to feel like a pair. That's my opinion on story openings, and I'm trying to make this video shorter, so I cut out what I'm reading right now, because that seems kind of irrelevant. So I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to talk about it on my blog instead. So if you're really interested in what I'm reading week to week, I might talk about it on my blog. But it seemed really silly to put in these videos. On that note, I will see you guys next week. Emmy and I were the only two that didn't fail over the last 2 weeks, so I think we both get gold stars. The rest of you, I don't know. You get no stars. No stars for the rest of you.